Let us try to solve the problem number 1 in the part B of C# and .NET lab. This problem is as follows. We are supposed to design a simple calculator using the VB interface to perform addition, multiplication, subtraction and division. And it must contain the button 0 to 9 like how they have shown over here, a dot, equal to and all the operators. However, they have some validation to be performed. One is while avoiding the dot, we are not supposed to enter more than one dot in a given number, as well as we are not supposed to put two dash signs in a number. So what is the meaning of it is, suppose if you are familiar with the IP addresses, so we write like this 168.1.1.0. So there are more than one dots are there in this number. That kind of number is not allowed. Also, when we put a date like 24/09/2023, there are more than one dash, that is minus sign in this number. That is also not allowed. So that is what they mean by saying that. And then they say that symbol minus can be used as an operator as well as a negative number. So what is the meaning of it is they want us to they want to say that 10 minus 5, in that case the minus acts as a binary operator, and then you can have minus 5 plus 10. In this case the negative, this is negation, acts as a unary operator, so that has to be taken care. And again, the last one that they say is, suppose if you divide a number by 0, then we are supposed to show division by 0 error. And this is the interface that we are supposed to create. So let's go ahead with the Visual Basic. I have a Visual Studio with me. I'm going to go to the File, New and Project. So let me go to the File, New and Project. I'm going to click on this project. And then I'm going to select the Visual Basic as my application, and I will select Windows Form as the sub option. You are supposed to change the name as well as you are supposed to store it in a proper location. I won't do it. Let's click OK. And when I click on OK, Visual Studio is going to give me a default form, and I'm going to work on that default form. In this particular form, we are supposed to put a text box followed by a few buttons. So let me put a text box. To do that, I'm going to go to the toolbox over here. If a toolbox is not visible, click on View, and somewhere you will find something called as a toolbox. Okay, so under View, you will find View menu. You are going to find that thing, but I have it over here, toolbox. So I'm going to go and in this toolbox you can type and then search for it, but I'm going to just search for the text box. So text box will come ABCD HIJKL. I think I will type it here, text box. That will be fine. So you have this text box over here. Double click on it, and if you notice, it has come here. Again, I'm going to go and I'm going to select a button. Now you can do this button, but button is already available. I can search for the button by typing BUT, and I got the button there. Double click on it and the button will be available. Okay, so I have a text box and a button. Let me drag this button, click in the middle of this button and drag it and keep it at some location. Also click on this text box, drag and leave it somewhere near. Okay, I will go to this location, that is the handle over here, and I'm going to expand this. Now I'm going to change some of the text of this text box over here, and that is the properties of this text box here. I can right click on it and then go to the properties. So right click and go to the properties of this text box, and you get the properties box. And one thing you must remember is do not close on this one. No, do not never click on this X. Rather than, if you want it, to just pin it, you can unpin it. It's going to go over here. If you close it, then you will have to go to the view again and then search for the properties. Somewhere you are going to get that thing. So I'm going to pin this one, and I have the text box with me, and you notice that the property says it's a text box. I'm going to set a few things. First thing I'm going to set is its font. I will change the size of this font. I'm changing it for the text box. Size of it, I'm going to make it as 14. Point size is 14. I'm going to make it as bold. Okay, that's done. And then I'm going to come down, and you notice that the text property is nothing is there. I'm going to set it as 0. That's the default text. And I'm going to say text alignment. I'm going to make it as a right side. See, remember, I'm not going to make it as right. You see that 0 is going to come here. I'm going to get this 0 here, because you know very well in the calculator the 0 appears on the other side. So this is what is the meaning of saying I'm aligning it to the right side. With that done, I'm going to click on the button here. So this is my first button. Okay, so that's the button, and I have the property here for the button. If you want, you can right click and then say properties of this button. You are going to get back to the same place. Okay, and I'm going to set a few things even for this button. For this button, I'm going to click on this font of this button, and I'm going to make this as 14 again, and I'm going to make it as bold by clicking on bold and making it true as bold. And I'm going to change the text. By default, the text of this button is the button. So this is the text. I'm going to make it as C. That is the clear button. So if you click outside, and if you notice that this is how it's going to appear. Okay, I'm going to resize here by going to this corner of this button. I'm going to resize it and make it a comfortable button. Okay, so you notice now this button is slightly comfortable, and if you want, you can reduce the size, increase the size, and keep it as it is. Okay, you got one button. Click here and then just keep it on the other side. Now once this button is done, I'm going to get all these numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, and so this numbering part I'm going to get it first. So how do you get this one? Remember, as I've told you, you must know how to copy paste it. Remember, you can right click and then say copy and then paste. It can be done. Okay, but the easiest option is you click on here, hold down the control button, CTRL, press the control button down on your keyboard, drag it, leave the mouse button first and then the control button. So you have the 0. So this will be the 0 that you're going to use it, not this away. Where is it? 0. This will be the 0 that I'm going to use here, 0. So let me make that as a 0. Okay, so how do I do that? Click on it and go to the properties. So this will be my button 2, and I'm going to go to the text of this button 2, and the text is now C. I'm going to make it as 0. So you see that it's going to become 0 now. Okay, before you do anything, remember now, okay, double click on this button. So that's important. So just you have the button over here, that you must remember. So double click on this button. When you double click, not on this one, never double click on this button. I am going to double click on this button at the end. So remember that I have not clicked on this C button, double clicked on this C button, but I'm going to double click on this 0 button first. So when I double click on this button, Visual Studio will say button 2 dot click, and let me remove this. I'm removing not by closing it, by unpinning it, and it says button 2 dot click event. So when you click on this second button, this event will be handled. That is what the Visual Studio is going to say. Don't do anything, just double click and leave it. Now onwards, a very important thing, you are not going to touch this. You are going to touch this now. Okay, click on it, press down the control button, drag it up, and you have the next one. What has happened? So this is, if you look at the properties, this is button 3. Automatically Visual Studio will say that this is the third button. But what has happened in the code behind the scene? What has happened in this code? In the last time, if you have noticed that there was button 2 dot click event was there. Now automatically it will say that even if the button 3 is clicked, you are going to perform the action on this only. So in other words, button 3 click event is also associated with this particular event handler. Okay, so let's go and let me put one more button here. Now remember, not from here, any one of them will work. Click on here, press down the control button, drag it. What you notice in the form, you notice that a button, next button, I'm going to zoom out for you. There is the next button, that is button 4 dot click is there. So it will automatically, Visual Studio will do the magic for you. You don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to get one more by click and dragging it. Okay, not just dragging, hold the control and drag it. So this is my one set. Then I'm going to go to the next set. I think this is next set where you have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows are there. I'm going to run out of space there. So click and drag by pressing the control button. Remember, whenever you are dragging it using the control button, if you press the control button and drag it, you see a plus in front of it. When you say plus, that means it is copying it. Now if you don't have space over here, click outside, don't press control or anything, just click outside, drag, and you're going to select all of them. No control pressing. So just click outside and then drag, you're going to select all of them. Okay, click outside, drag, you're going to select all of them. Now go in middle and then just pull it down. Okay, no control pressing when you are, this is called as moving. See, sorry, I think I took one event, it's okay. When you press this one and you select it without control, if you try to move it, I'm going to just move it for you, just for your understanding. When I move it, you see there is no plus sign in here near the mouse pointer. You will see a plus sign, it is not there. Now I got enough space here. I'm going to click on this one and press the control button. Now if I move it, you notice that a plus sign near that mouse pointer over there. This is copying. Okay, if you don't press the control and then move it, you don't see any plus sign. That means you are moving. When you are moving, there is no plus sign, but when you are copying, there is going to be a plus sign. So I'm going to just drag one more. Again, I have pressed control. How do you say that? There is a plus near the mouse. So I press the control, drag it, and you notice that there is a plus indicating that I am control dragging it. So you have this much over here, and if you notice all these numbers has to be given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's go ahead and let's do it. I'm going to go to this one, right click on it, and I'm going to set the properties of this button. I'm going to pin this property for now because I want to change quickly. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to go to the text of it, and I'm going to set it as number 1. So this will be 1. I'm going to click on the next one and I'm going to go to the text of it and I'm going to set it as 2. In the same way, I'm going to click on the third button and I'm going to change the text of that button. So I'm changing the text of this button and I'm going to say this is button number 3. Next, I'm going to click on this and I'm going to make it as 4. Next, I'm going to click on the other button, click and then say 5. Next button, change its text as 6. One more button, change its text as 7. The next one will be 8 and the last one will be 9. So you are done with all the buttons. So if you notice that you have constructed all of them, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and done. This is done with us. Okay, now the next thing that we are supposed to do it is when I click on this 1, 2, 3 or any number, the number must appear. So I'm going to double click on this text box. I mean, not the text box, the button. So I'm going to click on this button and I'm going to come to the click event. Please ignore this event. It was not there. This came when I was explaining. I accidentally double clicked on the form, but I'm not going to use that at all. Okay, I will just move it down so that you don't see it. Okay, so that is by accidentally I double clicked on that form, so it just gave me form load event, but I'm not going to use that form load event in any case. So now let's come back to this button. What is that I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to get the number. Suppose if I click on this button, whatever number that is typed here, that is whatever text that is there on this top of this button, it must appear here on the text box. So if I click on the 7, this text must appear here. How am I going to do that thing? So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to say text box 1 dot text. What is this? A text box 1 dot text. A text box 1 dot text is this text box. This text box, if you look at the properties of that text box is text box 1. I am supposed to set some text for it. How do I set the text for it? Remember, now in this case, whenever you click on any of this button, whether it is button number 1, button number 2, button, any of these buttons that you are clicking, all of them will come to this location. All of them, when you click, this will be activated. But I must know which button is clicked, is it not? Whether it is a button number 1, button number 2 or button number 3, I must know that thing. So what Visual Studio will say that everybody is going to come here, but I'm going to tell you who is the sender. What is the meaning of saying that? When you clicked on this form and when you clicked on one of the buttons, so there were so many buttons were there. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and so many buttons were there. I am going to tell you everybody will come to this place. Everybody is going to come to this place, but you have to now identify whether the button 1 was clicked, button 2 was clicked or button 3 was clicked. So I am going to tell you who is the sender. So that part Visual Studio is going to guarantee you and say that whether it is a button 1 was clicked or button 2 was clicked, button 10 was clicked, I am going to tell you how to know that thing. I am going to put those values. Whoever has clicked it, I am going to put their name, that is the button in this one. Unfortunately, the type of it is not button. Type of it is object. So Visual Studio is going to, no, Visual Basic is going to say that I will give you a general option. It is not specific. So now today you are clicking on the button. Tomorrow you may have a radio button, or tomorrow you may have a checkbox, or maybe a text box. I don't know what is this control. It can be a text box, it can be a button, it can be a radio button, it can be a scroll bar, it could be anything. But I am going to say who is in general, which object has activated this method. So the sender, you notice here this sender, this sender is going to say which object in general has given or has activated this particular event. But object is a general thing. Okay, now I know in my code, I know that all of them are not object, all of them are buttons. But in general, for Visual Basic, it need not be button, it could be in text box. So Visual Basic is going to give you a general option. But I know for sure that all of them are button. So in my code, I know that it is button, but Visual Basic doesn't know, because tomorrow somebody else may write a program and they may have a checkbox here, and that may raise an event. So it is very difficult for the Visual Basic to know. But what Visual Basic is saying that I can only tell you which is the object. You notice that which is the object that has activated this. Okay, that's okay with me. So what I must do is, this is general case. I have to make it as a special case and make it as a button. That's it. So from this object, I have to convert, this is the general form. I have to convert this object into a form of a button. So in other words, I have to change the type of this object. which is the type here, into a button so that I can get the text which is printed on top of that button. So how do I do that thing? Fortunately, Visual Basic has a function called as ctype. Okay, ctype, I'm going to say the sender, which is remember, the sender is the object. Okay, this is general object. Sender is the general object. I'm going to convert it into a specific object by saying this is a button. Okay, so now what I've done is, even though Visual Studio has given a general object, I have converted it into button. That's not the end of it. I want to get what is the number that is typed on top of it. In other words, this is the property of this button, and that property is the text property. In the text property of any button, you have specified its number. So that is what you have done. So whether it is 8, 9, this is a text property. So I'm going to go, now I have converted, the button has been converted. Oops. This button, this object has been converted into a button. Now I have to go to this button, and in the top of this button, whatever number that is typed, in other words, whatever text that is there on top of that button, I have to put it into this text box. So how do I say that? This is now button. I have converted it into button. I have typecast or converted into button, and I'm going to get the text of that button. Remember, sorry, this is not greater than, it is dot. Okay, now you can treat this whole thing as a button now, because you have converted into button, and now on top of this button, whichever number that is, whichever text is there, I take that text and I'm going to store it in the text box. So let's run and see what we are going to get it. When I run this one, okay, so let me run that. So initially it was 0. If I click on 9, 9 will appear. If I click on 8, 8 will appear. 7, 7 will appear. But I want the continuous number. I want 456. That is not coming. So what's the problem? Problem is you are directly assigning it. So when I click on the 7, next number, what the text box has to do is, suppose if I click on 8, it must be old number. So this is the whatever old was there, old number, that is 7. And now if I clicked on this 8, it must concatenate. It must add to the previous number, old number plus the new number. Suppose if I press 9, old number is 78 plus this. So how do you write this one? In C, you write x is equal to old value of x plus 1. You write like this. Short form for this is plus equal to 1. This is same as x is equal to x plus 1. Old value of x plus 1. In the same way, I am going to write the same thing even for this text box. I am going to say new value of the text box is equal to old value of the text box plus whatever that is there in the button text. So now let's run it. So the old value of text box is 0. I press 9. So new value is, so if I press 9, new value, this is 9, this whole thing is 9. Old value, which is 0 plus 9, that is concatenate. So it's going to be 9. Suppose if I press 5, then it is old value is this one, 0, 9. And if I press 5 here, so old value plus, this is plus or equal to, means old value plus x is equal to x plus 1, like that. So it is plus 1. But there is minor problem. What is the problem is you get this 0, is it not? So you are not supposed to get that 0. So what is the problem? See, right at the beginning, when I run this code, initially it will be 0. Okay, and whatever number I press, that number has to come here. Suppose if I press 9 here, 0 should not appear, 9 must come. Then onwards, it has to concatenate. So this should not have come. But next number, suppose if there is any number, next number must add to that. Okay, so if the text box contains 0, if this text box contains 0, already if it contains 0, then you must just whatever number you are pressing, that must come. It is not old value plus new. In this case, it is the direct assignment. Okay, so what is going to happen if it is direct assignment? 8 will only appear. After this, whatever number you are pressing, that is old value plus new value. So 86 is the old value plus new value. 864 is the old value plus new value. So it is when it is 0, if this is 0, then you are, whatever number you are typing, that must erase this 0 and then show itself. So in other words, if this number is 0, then directly assign it. Don't go for concatenation. Don't add it. Don't say x plus x is equal to x plus 1. Directly assign it. So how do I do it? I'm going to just check here. See how I'm going to write it. If the text box 1.text is equal to 0, then I'm going to directly assign. That means to say that I will not go for plus this. I'm going to directly assign this value. No plus. Otherwise, I'm going to go for assignment. So that's it. So look at how is it going to go. So when you run it, see x value is the text box value is 0. You see 0. If it is 0, whatever number you press, that will be directly assigned. Okay, that means 0 is removed and 5 is assigned. Now it is 5, it is not 0. Next number that you get is, it is plus equal to. See here, it is plus equal to. First time it is not plus equal to. So next time onwards it will concatenate. This is old value plus new value. Old value plus new value. Suppose if it is 0, then there is no old value. You are directly assigning. Hope you get that thing. Okay, so you have this done. Let us now go and handle the other part. And what is the other part is, we are going to get this dot here now. So again, whenever you are dragging, now remember, for this is one set is over, this is one set. You're done with one set. This is one set. Now I'm going to do it for the next set. Next is my dot. So how, I'm not going to use any of this button. I'm going to use this button. Remember, you are not double clicked on this button. Very, very important. Never double click on this button. Press down the control and drag and leave it. So which one I am dragging? I am dragging the C. So this is like my temporary button that I will reuse for all the others. Not from this. I have not dragged any one of them. I have just dragged this. I'm going to change its text. I'm going to go to the property and I'm going to change this text as equal to dot. So I got the dot here, and this is what they have. They have the dot here. So done with it. So when I press the dot, let me double click on it. When I press the dot, dot must appear. That's all. 2.5 something. Okay, so that's what it has to come. So I'm going to double click on this button here. Okay. Double click on this button. Remember, this is a separate event. You notice the event. Please ignore this part. I think I can remove this one, but that event is already there with the form. Then I will have a problem with the form. Okay, just ignore that. Okay, assume that you pretend as though you have not seen it. That's not really required. It came because of accidental double clicking. So you notice that the previous buttons, button 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all these buttons are associated with this. That is the numbers. All these numbers are associated with this event, but this dot is not associated with that event. It's a separate event. What is that I am supposed to do? I am supposed to put the dot. How do you put the dot? It is the same story. Whatever that is typed on this button, you just put it there. So simple as that. I'm going to just copy paste it. So old value plus the new value. Whatever old value is there plus the text. What is this text? The dot, which is there over here. So let's run it now. Remember, the first part you know very well. First part is very simple. Okay, 5 2 you said. This is the old value. Okay, plus this is the new value. If I put a dot, this will be the new value, 52 dot. Then this is the old value plus you're going to get it. Okay. Unfortunately, now if I press this dot, what is going to happen? It's going to add one dot. Why? Because you said that old value. See this. What is the meaning of saying plus x? What is this? Hope everybody knows this. This means what is that means? This is, suppose you are writing x is equal to old value of x plus 1, and that is what it is doing. What is this old value? Old value is this much plus the new value is this dot. So it's going to add dot, but according to the question, they say that you cannot put successive dots. Okay, so they say that avoid entering more than one dot. So you cannot generate IP addresses. How to prevent that? So option is very simple. If there is a dot, say, remember, if there is a number is there, if there is no dot, then put the dot. If there is already there is some dots are there, now I'm going to just put something. If there is already a dot, then just ignore. If you press this, you have to ignore it. If you don't ignore it, it is going to put one more dot. So let's not write that. I'm just typing. It is a text box. You know, how am I getting? Suppose if you're wondering, it's a text box. I can directly type from keyboard. Okay. So if there is already a dot, then ignore it. Otherwise, it will come. If there is no dot, for example, if this is the case, if there is no dot, then put it. So I have to check whether there is a dot in this text box or not. If there is no dot, then allow the dot, otherwise ignore it. How do you write that thing? So I have to check for this condition. What is this condition? I have to check if, let's check if text box contains a dot. Text box dot text contains a dot. So this is what I am supposed to do. How do I do it? You know very well. In C you have studied a function called as in string. In string. It's a in string will check whether the text box contains a dot. If the text box does not contain a dot, it is going to return a 0. Okay, it's going to return a 0. I'm going to say end if here. So this is what I am writing. So look at what is that I have written. So what I have written is if the text box does not contain the dot. So how do you say that? In string will return 0 if there is no dot in the text box. If there is no dot, then you add the dot. If there is already a dot, I have not written an else part. What is the meaning of saying else part? If there is already a dot, just ignore it. So simple as that. So if I run it now, you see how is it going to work now. So I'm going to type a number here. There is no dot. So if I check in string whether there is a dot, it says 0. That means there is no dot. So if I put a dot, it's going to take it. Okay. Now there is already a dot. If I ask in string, does the text box contains a dot? It will say not 0, 1 or anything. It will actually give you the position where the dot appears. So if I click on dot, it will simply ignore. This if statement will not be executed. That means this event will not do anything. Okay, so as simple as that. Okay. Now let me run it one more time and just say you have 0 here. You have 0 here. Remember, there is no dot. Can I put a dot? Yes. Can I say 0.5? Yes. Can I say point again? No, it's not possible. Okay, so let me run it again one more time, and then I say, okay, you have 0. Okay, put a dot. Can I put one more 0? Yes. Can I put 0 one more time? Can I put 1? Can I put dot again? Not possible. So this part is done. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's quickly get to the other part there. And what are the other parts? I'm going to get this functions over here. These functions I'm going to get it over here. So let's go ahead and again I'm going to use this spare C here, which I have not double clicked. Very important thing, I have not double clicked on C so far. I think I can fix. So this is not okay, it's there. So I've clicked on this, control and drag it, you got one. Control and drag it, you got the second. Should I get it slightly here? Okay, slightly here, yes. Control and drag one more, control and drag one more. So this is where is it? Okay, I think it is enough. So these are all which are these buttons. These are these buttons, plus, minus, and again I'm going to just set this property. So I'm going to click on it, right click, and then say properties. I'm going to pin this properties. I'm going to pin it here, and then I'm going to change this one. First one is plus, so I'm just changing the text of this one. First one is plus, then click on it, go to the text here. So go to the text here and then say minus. So that's it, you're just changing the text. Then you say star, and then you say division. Done with it. Okay, so what am I supposed to do it? So you have a number here, say, let's say, let me run it. You have a number here 89. If I plus, so this 89 must be is the first number. So 89 will be the first number. Then you press the plus. Then what must happen? This screen must clear, so that I can type one more, say 56 or something. Okay, then 56. So you know that all these are binary operators. All these are binary operators. That means to say that you need the first operand, second operand, and the operator. So you must make note of it. Now you have pressed click plus. Next time you may click the minus, or next time the star, and so on and so forth. So you need three things. One is the first operator, the first operand, the operator, and then the second operator. So that's what you are supposed to do it. So let me create few variables there. So I'm going to create a few variables which will be used for my calculations. So I'm going to take the form here. I'm going to go to the form here, and right at the top of this form I'm going to declare this. Let me first close this, stop this calculator. This calculator is running. So, and I'm going to remove this properties. It's not really required. Again, I have not closed it. I have unpinned this one. I'm going to declare few variables. So I'm going to declare dim first number, that is the thing, and the second number as I'll go for a single precision number, because I've already told you can put a dot there. Why did I took integer is you can put a dot there. That means it is a floating point number. Okay, that being done, okay, I'm going to declare the OPT operator. Okay, short form, otherwise it will, because it will be very lengthy, as a string. Okay, I'm going to just take it as a string. So what is the meaning of it? Because it's not a number, is it not? Obviously. So suppose if you say like this, 5 is a number. Is plus a number? No. 6 is a number. So 5 and 2 are a single precision number. So that is floating point numbers. What is plus? Plus is a string, that's all. Is it not? When you add 5 plus 6, what you are going to get? You are going to get a answer, is it not? You are going to get some answer. This is going to be 11. Okay. But this 11 has to be shown on this text box. Yes or no? Okay, so I am going to take so when you add these two numbers, so let's say, let me go back and then explain. You have this first number plus the second number. So first number could be like first number is 5, and plus the second number is 6. You have it. You are going to get a answer, is it not? You are going to get whatever it is, you are going to get a answer, and this answer could be 11, it could be anything. So I am going to store that answer as a text. The reason is, once I get the answer, finally I am supposed to show it on a text box. Okay, so I'm going to say operator comma answer. So answer is a string, because otherwise I have to put this answer back to the text box. Text, you know very well, text is means it is a string. Okay, that's simple as that. Let me write a subroutine for performing this particular thing. So when I run this one, let me run this one. When I have a number here, so let's say 78. When I click on this plus, what must happen? If I click on plus, what must happen? This 78, okay, must be stored in the first numbers. First number is 78. Yes. Then this operator has to be stored in this one. Yes or no? Okay, that has to be done. Then the screen must clear so that I can type the next number. So these things you have to do it. So I am going to write a method. Okay, so I'm going to say private. Again, sorry, I have not closed it. I'm going to close this. It's running. Okay, so I'm going to just close it, and then I'm going to say private. Okay, is it coming? Private Visual Basic. Should I say private? Okay, so it is coming now. Private. Okay, subroutine. I'm going to say set operator. Okay, and I'm going to say string. Okay, see op as string. Okay, so that's done. Now first thing is, what is the first thing? When you run it, first you are going to store this first number, whatever that is there in the text box dot one dot text, you are going to store it there. Okay, then the operator operator is equal to op. This is what you are doing. So let me run and show you what is that I am doing. So suppose if you run this one, okay, and you typed 82, let's say, and you have pressed plus. When you when you click on this plus, what must happen? This 82 is stored as the first number. Okay, this is the first number, and this plus is stored as the operator. Yes, done. And then you have to clear the screen. How do you clear the screen? Let me close this one, and I'm going to say text box one dot text. I'm not going to say text one dot text. I'm going to say text box dot clear. So there is an easy option. You can say equal to. See, there's the other way, but there is this option is there. Text box dot text equal to this. It is also allowed. Okay, you set it without space. You just set it, but I will call the clear method because there is already a clear method is there. Try to right. Both of them are right. It's not wrong. Okay, so let me try this one. So I have a number here 78. I press plus. Okay, then what must happen? So the 78 is stored in F1, plus is stored on this one, and then you have to clear the screen, but nothing is happening. Why? Because I have written a subroutine here. This subroutine is not associated with any button. I have just written it here. Just write it and don't activate it. Will anything happen? The answer is no. So I'm going to go to this plus here. So this is the design form. Suppose by mistake if you close the design form, again I have told you go to the solution explorer and double click on this form. You're going to get it back. Okay, now let's go to the button here, and that is this form button, and let's double click on this plus sign. When you double click on the plus sign, what is that you are supposed to do? You are supposed to say set operator, okay, plus. So that's simple as that. So what is this set operator? This is the method just now I wrote. Okay, set operator. It will take the operator. So that is what I have told you. It is going to take the plus as the operator because you clicked on the plus button. That is why it is taking plus as the operator, it will set it as the operator, and first number is taken care. Similarly, let's go to the minus button. Let's double click on the minus button. What is that you are supposed to do? You are supposed to copy this, Control C and Control V here, and you say set the operator as minus. So simple as that. What is the next thing? Double click on the star button and then copy paste it, and this operation is star. What is this next button? Division button. Double click on it and then make it as division. Okay, so all these things are done. So when you click on this plus, star, minus, whatever it is, everything is going to set here. Okay, let's now go to the next button. And what is the next button? That is the equal button. So I'm going to go to the form and I'm going to drag this one. If you want to make some spaces, if you are not able to get it down, you can then fix the spaces. So click on this C, click and drag using the control. This is called as control dragging. You control and drag it, and then so you have one more C. Remember, I have not double clicked on C. So select this, go to its property, change the text as equal. So the property text is changed as equal. So that is going to be the equal button, and I just keep the thing over here, and maybe I can just make it reduce its size and reduce the form size. I'm just clicking and dragging, resizing them. So click and drag them to resize them. Go to the sizable borders here and then click and make it okay, that's it. And maybe I can also reduce this size and then okay. Now I have it looks like a calculator now. Almost it is like a calculator. Now what is the next thing? What must happen when you click on this equal? So let's run it and just see what is it supposed to do it. Okay, I will not run from here. I will run it with the code. Yeah, let the code be there. So I'm going to run it. So when you type a number, it is already there, and you click on the plus. When you click on the plus, what happened? When you click on the plus, whatever number you have typed is stored in the F9, and operator is stored here, and the screen is cleared. Now you type the second number. Okay, so what is it? First number, then the second number, and after that you press equal. So when you press equal, what must happen? This is the second number and you already have the first number. So let me run and show you what do I mean by saying that. So suppose you type a number here. So let's assume that you type the number. Okay, you type the number. I'm just typing the number over here. Suppose you have typed the number 5 here, so 5, and then you have clicked on the plus. So this 5 will be stored in the first number. That is done. This plus will be stored here, and you have clear screen. That means the clear text. That means text box is cleared. Now after that, suppose if you type 6, after that if you type 6, let's assume that you type 6 and then press equal. So what is the answer that you are supposed to get? 5 was the original number, then you pressed plus, then you have the 6 is the new number, and you have pressed equal. Okay, now what must happen? This is the first number, this one is the first number, you got the first number, so this is the first number, got it. This one is the operator. You notice that this is the operator. I have just written a short form there. So operator, OPTOR, operator, so PTOR. And where is the second number? Have you taken care of the second number? So which one is the second number? Second number is whatever that is there on the text box now, that is the second number. Is it not? So you have to store that second number, this thing, whatever you have done, that has to be stored as the second number. Okay, that part has to be taken care. So when you press equal, whatever number that is typed here has to be considered as the second number, and whatever operator that is typed here, so whatever operator that you typed here, it could be plus now, later it can be minus, later it can be multiplication, later after that it may be division. So whatever operator you have clicked, that has to be performed. Now you want to, when you say what is the meaning of saying equal to, you are expecting a result. So you have the first number, you have to take care of this, whatever number what is there on the text box is the second number, and then perform the operation based on which button is clicked. Suppose if the button plus was clicked, then the operator is positive, you do the addition. If it is minus, you do the subtraction, and so on and so forth. So let's handle that event for pressing equal. So I'm going to go and I'm going to stop this one, and I will go to the form, and in the form I have this equal here. I'm going to double click on this equal button so that I get the event. So when equal is clicked, you are going to come to this point. So when equal is clicked, you are going to come to this point. And what is the first thing that you are going to do? You are going to take whatever number that is typed afterwards, that you are going to save it here. So look at, I'm going to just run it one more time. See, you type the first number, okay, click on plus, so that means first number is saved, plus is saved. Then you have the second number, so this is the second number that has to be stored. So this is the second number. So first number was something else, this is the second number. Store this as a second number. How do you write that thing? So you say that second number is equal to text box one dot text. Okay, then depending upon the operator that is pressed, so you can press on the plus, minus, division or anything, perform the action. So if I'm going to write the operator is positive, if that is plus, then you are supposed to do the addition, is it not? So I'm going to say answer is equal to the first number. So what is the first number? First number plus second number, as simple as that. Okay, so answer is equal to first number and second number. Else if, I'm going to say else if, okay, I'm going to copy paste it now, so you know very well copy pasting is very, very crucial to speed up your typing ability. So that is why I'm doing it. So otherwise you have to type everything. So if the operator is minus, then you do the minus. Again, I'm going to copy this, Control C, and I'm going to paste this whole thing. Else, so else if it is a star, that is multiplication, you multiply it. Okay, again I'm going to paste it. Else if it is division, you perform division. However, there is one minor twist to this division. What is the minor twist to this division is, they say that if the number is divisible, if the, where is it, if the, okay, any operand can be, not this one, okay, division by 0 is to be displayed if the divisor, that is if the second number, divisor is second number, okay, if the second number, what is the meaning of divisor, you know very well, 50 divided by 0, which is the divisor, this is second number is the 0. Okay, so this, if this is 0, then you have to say that division by 0 error. So I'm going to take care of that. That's a silly thing over here. So I'm going to say if second number equal to 0, then I have to say answer is whatever they have said. What is that? They have said the answer is division by 0. Okay, that is what they said, answer is division by 0. Else, your general story, else is get the number, divide by 2. If the answer is then you have to show it. Now that's not the end of it. You got the answer. Now you have to transfer that answer to the text box, is it not? So after this if statement, and after that all this if statement, I am going to go to this text box one dot text is equal to answer. I'm going to just show this answer. Okay, let's run it. See whether we are going to get this answer. So I get 5 plus 6 equal to 11. I get it. Okay, so that is good, is it not? Let me run it one more time, and I'm going to say, okay, 5 divided by 0 is equal to division by 0 error. Okay, that's it, because you were divided by 0. Yes or no? That is also done. That's nice thing. Let me run one more time. Remember, I have you may be tempted to do this one clear. Okay, but I have not done that clear. Okay, so let's say 12 minus 5 is equal to 7. It's working. Up to here the things are working. Now you have to fine tune it. So now the problem of fine tuning will appear. So what are the things that you are supposed to do? Okay, the things that you are supposed to do is this very dangerous one that they have said. Minus symbol can be an operator as well as a negative. So that is not taken care as of now. So what is the meaning of saying that is, they say that suppose if you say 6, not 6, you want to say minus 6. Suppose I'm going to say this. Okay, let me put 0. If I say minus then 6, my program will crash now. Okay, minus should appear here. So that is the problem. When I say minus, that means it is a unary operator. Minus 6, I'm just writing it here, plus 5. It should appear like that. When there is a 0 here, if I start with minus, then minus must come first. Then if I press on 6, 6 should come like this. Then any operator, suppose if I say plus, then 5, it is all right. So minus must, that is negative. That is what they have said. You must have the negation with you. How to take care of this negation? How do I take care of this negation? I have to now struggle a bit. Okay, what is that I am supposed to do it? So let's run it and then find out. Suppose this is a general case. You have 5 and you click on this plus. So what are the things that are known to you? You know first number is 5 and you know that there is an operator plus. Okay, yes or no? Then you type the next number and then proceed and so on. So this is one case. Now let me run it again. Suppose look at this scenario. So in the previous case, what happened is you clicked on 5 and then you clicked on plus. That means you know that there is a first number. Forget that whether you know it or not, there is a first number, but one operator was already clicked. So plus was already clicked. That means to say that you know that there is one operator. There is a number and there is a operator. Suppose this is a fresh case. There is no number. Okay, and you click on minus, then what must happen on your screen? Minus must come. Okay, so if this part is 0 and if you click on this plus now, so remember I've just run this one. So look at here. When I run it for the first time, if I just run it for the first time, 0 will appear. This is a fresh case. If I press minus now, then minus must appear here. So that is what I am supposed to do it. Other thing is, I know this minus has to appear only when I have not clicked on any of this operator. Okay, suppose I will take you, now it is a bit confusing. You have pressed 5, okay, plus you have pressed 0. Now look at here. Now you also have 0 here. But what is the situation? You have already told plus. Then if you press minus, that is a different story. Hope you get that thing. Look at here. So again I'm going to explain. Look at this one. Here you have not told what is the operator. You have there is 0 here. This is a fresh case. Now if I press minus, then that minus must appear. Okay. Suppose this was a fresh case. I have changed this. I press 9 and then press plus. That means I have already told you told the calculator which is the operator. After this, suppose if there is a 0, now if I press minus, that minus should not come here because plus operator is already told to the calculator. So look at the thing. So when the operator was not told, when the operator was blank, and if there is this 0 here, then you show it as a negative. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do that thing. So I'm going to go over here. Okay, where is my setting the operator? So that is why I have this property over here. Where is this set operator? Where is that? I wrote one method here, set operator. Okay, this operator. I'm going to go to the set operator and I'm going to say few changes. Look at the what is the few changes. I'm going to say if operator is nothing, that means you have not told which is the operator, then the story will start. Okay, if the operator was blank and if the operator that you are typing now, that is operator that you have supplied, is minus. Okay, in that case and there is one other thing, and what is that one other thing? That is the text box, which was the text box dot text. If this was 0, so three things are there. What are the three things? You had, okay, the operator, you had the calculator, there was only 0. You have not told, this is the initial case, you have not told the operator, you never told what was the operator, and there is already 0, but you are now pressing minus. Okay, hope thing you didn't tell what was the operator. There is 0 here, that is the initial case, and then you clicked on minus. In that case, what is that you are supposed to do it? So you are supposed to show in the text box dot text, you are going to say it is minus. Hope you get what I am writing. Okay, but the next one is suppose else. Okay, I'm going to say else. Your general case, whatever you have done, that is this part, whatever you have done, that I'm going to do it over here. Okay, else the remaining rest, otherwise there is no confusion, there is nothing. If you have clicked on this minus sign when the text box is 0, you clicked on this, let me run it and then show you what is that I'm doing. Suppose the text box was 0, look at here, just a fresh run, text box is 0. You never told, so far you never told that there is a minus operator or nothing. You never told any operator, you never clicked on any of this operator. Text box is also 0, and now you press minus. In that case, the minus should be shown on the screen. You type the next number, that next number must appear. Okay, after this, see, now it is not 0. You have not made a note of operator. Look at here, you are just showing it on the screen. You didn't said operator is equal to op, you didn't said minus is just put up there. Okay, that's all. You are see, for the first time, let me run it and then show you one more time. When you say this one, when you say text box was 0, operator was -1, you say -5. Remember that this -5, this minus is not recorded as a OPTR, operator is not recorded. You just show it on the text box, that's all. You don't make note of that. But now again, what is the operator? What is OPTR? Still it is blank. Why? Look at this statement. You are just showing it on the screen. Negative is shown on the text box, that's all. You don't make note of that negative. Now if you click on plus, okay, when you click on plus, the operator is this thing is not excuse me this thing is not this thing is blank, and it is not negative, something else you are typing it, and again even if you press negative, this number is not 0 over here. Look at that one. Hope you are getting the logic there. Now the operator is blank. Even if you click on negative, this text box is not 0. Look at here, one of the condition will fail always. Okay, now suppose if I click on plus, it will vanish, and then if I click on 2 and then press equal to, it's going to show minus 2. Hope you are getting it. I don't know whether you'll be able to get that logic. You have to think, that's all. You will get it. Okay. Excuse me, I have an issue with my throat. Okay, in any case, I'm going to explain it one more time. Say this is operator is not told, fresh operator is not told. You press minus 4, that's it. So you are just storing minus here, and number 4 is made note of. That's thing, it is done. What is not done is when I press minus, I have not told that minus was an operator. Minus is simple, it's a unary thing. Okay, it is that thing. Now if I press minus, look at this time again I am pressing minus. If you press minus, look at the condition, operator is not known, you are pressing minus, but the text box is not 0. So this condition will not be satisfied. It will go to the else and it will make note of it. So I'm going to do it. I will press minus. Minus 4 was there. Minus 4 minus 2. What is the answer? Minus 6. Minus 4 minus 2 is minus 6. So you're going to get that as the answer. Okay. So then let's go to the other part. Okay, so you got this as the answer. Okay, there is one other thing that you must notice, and that is what if you do it the other way around. Let's clear it. Oh, I think I have not. Again, I am tempted to see. Even I am tempted to click on this clear button, but I am not doing it. Okay, let me run it. You have 5 here, 5 plus, so I type 5 plus minus 6. Is it appearing minus 6? If I press it, what is it? 11. It is wrong. Yes or no? Okay, try it one more time. Okay, if you didn't get it, let me run it one more time. I'm going to type this one. Look at I'm going to show it first. What is this? I did Control Z. Okay, so I'm going to just show you. This is what I'm going to do. 4 minus, okay, minus 2. What is the answer? You must get minus of minus is positive. You must get 6. Yes or no? Okay, so are you getting that answer? Let's run it. 4 minus of minus 2. What is the answer? Nothing. Okay, try one more time. Run it. Let me start with 4. I'm going to do this same thing, but slightly different story. 4 plus of minus 2. Remember, I'm not putting bracket there, but just for your understanding. So this must be 2, is it not? Okay, 4. Let me run it fresh. I'm going to run it fresh. I don't know whether I have typed something or not. Okay, start with this fresh. 4 plus minus 2. What is the answer? 6. Is it true? Let's go over here. Where is this? 4 plus minus 2. What is your answer? You know it is 2, but you are getting it as 6. So there is one other problem. You are left with one other problem. So how do you solve this problem? Okay. Suppose if the operator, now this time there is a story is different one. What is the story? Story is again then the negative is creating a lot of problem to us. Okay, that is you know very well. That is the major story. That is tragedy. It is not a story. That is tragedy. So now look at the story here. Okay, tragedy. Let's say 4 plus. What are the things known to you? You know the first number. You know the operator, and the operator is not null. So you know the operator. After that you are pressing -2. Okay, after that you are pressing -2. This operator could be anything. Okay, so when you press look at here, when you press, I'm going just to keep it here, when you press a number, okay, and any of this operator plus minus or anything, so what are the things that are known to you is you know that what is the first number, you know what is the operator. Okay, for example, you typed 6, then you type plus, so you know that the first number is 6, operator is plus. Now suppose if you press minus, what must happen? After pressing a operator, if you press minus, then it must take it as minus of 5. It must take like this. Okay, so if this operator is known to you, if this operator is known to you, and then you activate a minus, okay, then you activate a minus, then this minus has to be first shown on the screen. So how do I do that? If you don't know the operator, this part was correct. Okay, now the story is, suppose sorry, I am still running, sorry for that. I will just not pause, stop it please. Okay. I just pressed, I accidentally pressed pause. I'm supposed to pause, not pause the stop. Okay, so let's say else. Okay, so this time look at if the operator is nothing, you know it. Now you know that there is an operator, but there is one other problem. What is the other problem? Else if, okay, so remember, else part will come only if this is not satisfied. Operator is known, and you are saying the new next operator is minus. So you already know what is the meaning of it. It just means to say that, see, you have written 5 plus, you have written this 5 plus, that means you know the first number, whatever let it be, you know that there is an operator. After this you type this minus. In that case, what you are supposed to just show that minus on the screen. Don't make note of it, just show it on the screen. So simple as that. So let's do it and let's see whether you are getting it or not. So I'm going to run it. Okay, and I'm going to write this expression. See, even though it will not appear completely, so I'm going to say 5 plus, after that I'm not going to put the brackets, but I'm going to, for your understanding, I'm just saying that after this I'm going to put this. So I'm going to put -6. Okay, even though I'm not going to put a bracket, but after this is 5 plus -6. This is what I'm going to say, 5 plus -6. This is what I'm going to do. What is your expectation? Your expectation is -1 should come. Okay, is it going to come? So let's do that. I'm going to start with the 5, then I'm going to say plus, then I'm going to put minus. So 5 plus -6. Okay, this is what I typed, equal to -1, and you got the answer for that. Let me, even though you are tempted to clear it, but I am not going to clear it. Okay, I'm going to hold that till the last minute. So let me go over here and let me do that. Okay, 4 into -2. 4 into 2 is 8. -2 means what must be the answer? -8. You are getting it. Okay, so you got this. So this is a bit complicated logic, but you will get it. If you think hard, you're going to get that thing. If that being done, okay, you have done this part. And now let's say a few other things that we may have to take care. And what is that we may have to take care is our button, one button is missing. And what is that one strange button? And what is this button? This exit button is off button, sorry, exit another off. Okay, so off button, let me click on here and then drag it. Okay, control drag, I'm control dragging it. You can do this right at the beginning. Okay, this is, I think you can do it as a first option, you can do it, because that's nothing, there is nothing in this button that should worry you. Okay, so this is the, I'm going to click on this and I'm sorry, I'm going to go to the property and I'm going to say this is off. I suppose they wrote it as off, OFF. So that is what they have said off. Okay, so what am I supposed to do it? If you click on this off, you know very well, if you click on this off, it must end. The only thing, so you don't need to even bother, this just type end, you will get 1 mark for this. Okay, so don't do anything, click on the off, it is all go on. Okay, done. But what is going to happen, the last one, that you started with this button and you see it is still not activated. So let me activate it. So what will happen if you click on the C here? Okay, so I think I changed my room and I'm in the other room. The reason is there was a dog on the one side of my house and that used to bark. Now the problem is there is a dog on the other next side of my house and now it is barking, so that I can't help it. Okay. So there you may hear a background, so please excuse. Let's go to this clear button. What is that am I supposed to do with the clear button? Clear button is very simple. You reset everything one after the other. So what is that? You go to this text box 1 and you set it as text and you fix it as blank. I think you fix it as 0 because our starting point was 0. And then what is this? You set the first number 0, you are resetting it. Okay, you know what is the meaning of saying resetting? Second number you reset, and the opter, you have written this opter, that also you set it as blank. So everything is reset as blank. Okay, done. We are happy. Let's give it a try. I'm going to do it with a simple operation, not complicating the life. 1 plus 1 equal to 2. Clear it. 2 into 3 equal to, clear it. Minus 4 divided by 2 equal to, clear it. You are getting it? Yes. 5 plus minus 6, 5 plus minus 6 equal to minus 1. Clear it. Clear is working. Okay, so we are very happy, but we are not happy with the last part, and that part came because of this 4 divided by 0 equal to division by 0 error. Now you expect the user to clear the screen, yes or not? When you get an error, you expect the user to click the clear the screen. What if the user is like you and they start typing the number? You see the problem now. Okay, you invited the problem. Okay, what to do? So what to do in this case? So in this case you have to go for a reset. Okay, what is the meaning of saying reset? See, if there is a text on the text box, then you have to reset everything. You have to perform a reset if there is a text. So let's do that thing. I'm going to write a method over here for resetting my option. So I'm going to go and I'm going to reset here. So I'm going to just go here and I'm going to say subroutine do reset. Okay, so this is this problem is there because they said that you are supposed to reset it. I'm going to reset everything one after the other. Okay, so I'm going to say f first number. I'm going to reset first number is equal to 0. second number is equal to 0, answer is equal to 0, and then text box dot text, okay, dot text is equal to 0, so that is it, this 0, and the operator is also blank. You are resetting it, and you have to reset it. Where do I reset this one? I must know that something has happened. Okay, I'm going to take a variable, and I'm going to call that variable as reset. Okay, right at the top I'm going to go and I'm going to create one more variable, and that variable I will call it as a dim. I'm going to reset as boolean. Okay, default is don't reset it. Okay, default value is don't reset it. Okay. When do you reset it? So that is the question that you must ask. Okay, when do you reset this one? Okay, you are going to reset this one when the button, when the division by 0 error appears. So when you have this division by 0 error, you need to reset everything. So how do you do that thing? You go here, where is this division by 0, and you say reset everything, reset equal to, okay, reset equal to 0. Okay, you can say that reset equal to 0. Sorry, reset not 0. What is this? Reset is equal to true. Okay, you reset equal to true. But where do you call this reset button? Why did I write that as a reset? Is otherwise I write that whole thing again and again in all the places. So whenever you are setting a operator, or whenever you are setting a number on this thing, whenever you are typing a number or whenever you are setting this one, you typing a number or anything, you first check whether you have to reset it. If that reset is true, then do it. So you see that this is the place where you add a number. So before this, you are just checking whether it is a reset is there or not. Suppose if there is a call for reset, then you call do reset. The reason why, now you know why I am writing this reset as a separate place. Otherwise it will clutter the things. Once you reset it, you say reset is equal to false. Okay, you do that thing. Same thing is true whenever you put an operator. You see here, do the operation, so you are performing the operations and so on and so forth. So whenever you are setting the operator, so where is that thing, set operator? Okay, set operator. Here also you are going to check, this is the set operator method. So here also you are going to say if reset, then do the reset, and then this is the do the reset, and then say reset is equal to false. So remember, if it is true, you reset it and then change the switch. This is a switch. Hope you get that thing. If the switch is on, perform it and then switch it off. So it is as good as that. So if the switch is true, that means the switch is switched on, perform the reset and then switch it off. So that is it. Okay, hope you are getting the idea that it's been shown there. So let's try this. Let me see whether I get an error. So I'm going to perform division by 0. Okay, now that reset is set. Suppose if I press 5, see that is gone, plus 6, you get it back. Hope you get that thing. Okay, let me rerun it. Let me clear it, by the way. Let me say again, 5 divided by 0, division by 0 error, minus 6. See, why did I set minus 6? Because I am starting with an operator here. Minus 6 plus 5. Is the negation is working? Yes, it is working fine. So this is what you have done. Again, suppose if you really want it, now this part whatever I am doing it, it is only meant for the what to say, a student who want to do something better than this. I'm not going to uh, spare your time more on this one, because I know by now you got really frustrated with this one. Okay, now you see the generally calculator, how do they perform is you start with the, I'm going to just tell you how it is. Suppose you start with 1 plus 5, you get the answer. Generally what they do is they keep on doing it, so equal to 9, then again 9 minus 6. This is what we generally want to do it. Okay, so now you see all the problem that you face here is it is going to give you a wrong answer. Okay, let me show you. See, 1 plus 1 equal to 2. Then generally people what they do is 2 is already there, plus 3 they say, but you see that it's all doing all nonsense thing. So how do you take care of it? Remember, it is not part of the simple calculator. They never told you that you have to continue like this. It is this is not there in their question that you have to continue with the calculation. So simple calculator means you get one number, add the other number, show the answer. Like all good student, you show the answer, then you clear it. Then if you want to continue, again type the 6, then again do it. Okay, that's all good. But if you want to take one step ahead, okay, that's it. I'm going to do it. So I will just set, see, remember, once you get the answer, how do you do that thing is, this is just a logic. Okay, it's not really required for you. Suppose you have 4 and if you add 5, so you get the 9. Now take this one as the first number, and then next whatever you're typing, that you carry on with the next thing. Okay, that is what you are supposed to do it. Now I will I'm going just to type it and show you, but this part is not really required. Without that also your program has ended. With this your program has ended. Okay, so I'm going to say if is numeric, why I am going to say why I typed this is numeric. I will just tell you of this answer. Okay, then why did I said answer is numeric? Why did I say that? Remember, sometime the answer can be division by 0. In that case it is not numeric. Okay, that is this answer can be division by 0. In that case you can't convert division by 0 into a number. You will get one more exception if you try to do it. So that's why if it is not if it is a numeric, then you set the answer back as the first number. So answer itself is taken as the first number. Else, if that's the case, else if you really feel that the answer is non-numeric, I think I have already set that thing, but I'm going to do it one more time. Reset is equal to true. What did I do that thing is, now I think that is not really required. I am actually resetting it here. Okay, two times I am resetting it. Suppose if the number, if you say division by 0 error was there, then you reset. I have already done that thing, but otherwise you set the number. So let me try it, this one, and just show you. This is not required. So again I am stressing on it. It's not really required. 5 plus 1 is equal to 6. 6 plus 2. Oh, I'm not getting that. 6 plus 2. I think somewhere else I have to reset this thing there. So where is that? I'm supposed to reset this one. So somewhere else I have to now check whether I have to perform the reset or not. This problem is there because 62 has come. Is it not? Okay, so let's see where is that. My logic is missing. Okay, so let me run it again. So I'm going to say run it and let's see what is the problem. Okay, this is going to drag the program. That is why I want to avoid this one. It is not really required. Okay, so otherwise that logic is you're not going to end in completing this program. So 12 plus 1 equal to what is it? This, what is it doing now? Okay, let me run it. 12 plus 1 equal to 13 plus 1 is 131. Okay, I think I am not clearing this stuff over here. Okay, I set it and then I'm supposed to clear this one. Oh, I think what I've done here is there is a problem with this one is I'm setting it as when I say division by 0, I'm actually clearing it. So look at here, I'm actually clearing everything. The division by 0, I'm clearing it. I'm calling the do reset. Okay, so if I reset it, it's going to clear everything. Okay, so let me just make a patch for this. So this is going to be terrible. Where is my equal to? Okay, this is it. Okay, I'm going to just set text box 1 dot text is equal to 0, and then just so that you have okay, if I set it to text box dot text equal to 0, it is not going to work. Okay. Oops, where is it? Okay. See, instead of setting the text, I'm going to set the operator OPTR operator. See, the operator is already known. I'm going to reset the operator. This time only I have to do a reset on the operator. Run it. Let's see. And what you notice now? Now let's start with this. 7 plus 1 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 by 3 is 3. Okay, 3 into 2 is 6, and so on. Okay, so you get that. Clear everything. And let's see whether we get 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Are we getting it? Clear everything. Minus 2 plus 1, are we getting it? Yes, it's done. Okay, I don't want to drag it much, because then you will create the full calculator how Windows has, and for that you have to do a project, not the practical exercise. Now there are a few things that you need to take care in this exercise. It's not over. Suppose if you relax and say it is it's not over. First thing is it says it is a simple calculator. That I have not taken care. I'm going to go to this form, and in this form just click on this form, go to the properties. You have to set few of the properties. So they have even tortured you by even asking you to set this. After doing all this trouble, it is not over. You have to even do this one. So go here to the form and then say it is simple calculator, simple calculator. Okay, so this is a simple calculator. That's what they said. This is simple calculator, and you notice that this all these things are missing. So the minimize, maximize, and so on. How do you do that? So go to this simple calculator. You are in the form. Scroll down, just scroll down, completely down. You go down here. You get a lot of options there. One of the option says that do you want to show the maximize button? So I don't want to show the maximize button. Do you want to show the minimize button? If you notice over there, the maximize and minimize button, I'm going to say don't show the maximize button and minimize button. You notice that both of them are gone. You notice here. Now when you run it, you notice that minimize button is not there. The maximize, where is the minimize button is not there, maximize button is not there. Okay, done. It is not over. Okay, still then they say show icon. See, if you notice that there is an icon here. Okay, in their calculator there is no icon. Okay, so I'm going to go to the option over here, and then they say that to show icon, and in the show icon I'm going to make it as false. If you notice now, show icon, the icon is removed. So when I run it, what you notice here is this icon is gone. Okay, this icon is gone, show icon is gone. Okay, but still this X button is there. What to do with this X button? Let me go and fix that. So How do I get this? Get rid of this X button. To get rid of the X button, you have the last choice over here, and that is the control box. I'm going to make this control box as false. Let me show that thing. I'm going to make this as control box as false. You notice it is also gone. I'm going to make it as true. It's going to come. Okay, this control box is also gone. Run it, and now you have the calculator that they are expecting. Now you may say that no sir, that it is not appearing. This is the Windows 7. This one was run on Windows 7. I'm running it on Windows 10, so naturally you will see some differences. Okay, but that is not the end. If you say okay, that's all, I'm going to go home, no, you can't. If you notice over here, if I go to this border, I can drag it. Oops. You are not supposed to allow the user to drag this one. If you click on off, it's going to go off. How to set that property? Now again, go to the form, again scroll up. This time you have to scroll up, and as you scroll up and up and up, and you will see that form story is there. Okay, so in this form, right at the, remember, this story will come only if you are in the form. If you are in elsewhere, you will not get that form. Okay, if you are there in this form, okay, and you have this form border style, this will come only for the form. Border size is resizable. You can say single fixed, and if you're not happy, you can say 3D fixed, or anything fixed is going to work. Okay, anything fixed. Sizable means it will allow you to resize it. Did I say single? Okay, done. Let's give it the last final touch, and that is your window is the calculator is running, and you will not be allowed to make the resizing. Okay, and your calculator, the last, I'm just going to say 1 plus 1. Finally, after a lot of struggle, I just want to know what is 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, and I'm going to clear it and say goodbye to the calculator. And if you notice, we have taken care of everything. So the button and everything, we have done it. We are not able to put 2 to this one minus sign, so that is not done. We are not able to put dots continuously. It is not done. It is done. We can negate. This is what they say, negative numbers. We are able to supply it, and then say any operand can be negative, and I have done it. If you don't remember, let's say this is the first operand negative. I'm going to just perform it with the plus 2. This is the minus 5 plus 2 is, this is the first operand. First operand was negative. First operand is positive, plus second operand is negative. What is the answer? You get it. So first operand, so this is what they said, any operand, first operand or the second operand, both of them can be negative, and we have taken care of that. Division by 0, it took it actually checked our nerves, but we have done it. Okay, and this interface we have also done it. Thank you for your interest. We will meet again in the next class.